Habits are both incredibly powerful and incredibly flimsy as well. Habits are what define us and can affect so much of our lives, and yet at the same time, we get to pick and choose whichever ones we want in our lives. There are dozens of articles and videos listing all kinds of different habits that successful people have, generic bad habits to remove, or in general some really good ones. In this case, I do want to share some bad habits, but these are beyond the obvious ones like smoking or eating too much. These are habits that promote thinking that doesn't really help you at all, and removing them is better for you. Number 1, thinking that you're worth less. Our society is built on various systems, and unfortunately, those systems favor specific groups of people. One example is in school. Teaching practices lean more towards a particular kind of learner over other learning methods. This kind of favoritism is baked into so many systems, and we are seeing now the problem of that with protests for people of color or for women's rights. However, these systems also encourage a type of thinking that someone is worth less just because the system treats them poorly. This in turn turns into various habits that don't help you at all if you believe in this. Number 2, seeking revenge. Over the course of our lives, we're going to end up getting hurt by people either directly or indirectly. It could be from a person, or it might be a major corporation that we don't agree with what they are doing. In other cases, misdeeds can slip under the radar and away from the public eye, or they won't. Whatever the case may be, revenge seeking is a sort of coping mechanism for us, and it comes in many forms. It could be wishing the person harm, or it could be boycotting a company. Whatever the case may be, there isn't true satisfaction that comes with it. Take it from someone who leaned into studying accounting for 7 years just so I could get back at someone who said a mean thing to me once. Putting into that perspective really shows how revenge can be so pointless and stupid. Number 3, lying or bad actions to get what you want. Of course, people are going to lie, cheat, steal, or do anything they can to get what they want in life. To me, it's more like those people are trapped in their own mindset and think this is the only answer and way. The problem with these being incentivized in so many facets of people's lives is that it'll eventually turn sour. People will recognize they've been deceived or harmed in some way. It doesn't end well for someone like that, and we're better off ditching that habit. Number 4, getting offended by everything happening around you. Playing the victim card can be an initial reaction that many of us are compelled to do, and it makes sense in some situations. However, people can easily make a habit out of this and use this to get offended or hurt by anything happening at all. What this kind of habit shows is that the person is narcissistic and thinks everything that's happening around them, such as events in the news or on a global scale, always comes back to them in some fashion and are angered or offended by it. It doesn't help you and only adds more division between people. Number 5, procrastinating on everything. Sure, many of us are still young, but we don't have an infinite amount of time. I understand that not every person is going to be able to do something to achieve their goal right now, though. At the same time, people still use their current situation as a reason to not do something. For example, maybe you can't start a business because you're working 2 or 3 jobs. While working those jobs is crucial now, that kind of reality can instill in you to never open that business because you have to work so much right now. Indeed, our lives need certain things to function, but sometimes those needs can ensure we never get to where we want to go in life. Number 6, being worried constantly. There are plenty of things to be worried about in the world. However, the thing with worry is that it helps us prepare and to do something about it. Many of us have developed a habit that forces our worry to paralyze us and never act on it or change things. It's better to worry less than to worry all the time. Number 7, not following through with your words. Whether it's big or small, a clear sign that you're not committed to your own words is by saying things and not acting upon them. In some cases, this bad habit could impact very little in the grand scheme of things. For example, I used to sell internet bundles, and any person that did this essentially lost out on some decent savings. In others, like doing this to a friend constantly, it can be a heftier price though. It could mean a friend losing trust in you and ruining that friendship forever. There are all kinds of habits out there, and they all have ripple effects on our lives. However, these particular habits limit our thinking and at large keep us in a state that we're in now. Removing these and reinforcing them with better and more positive habits is a better option for all of us.